What's going on, everybody? This is Lauren with the TMF podcast and the Free as Fuck podcast. Sitting here with Marshall Holmes, episode 23.
Oh, 23. That's Michael Jordan's number.
We made it to the Michael Jordan status. I got to adjust your camera just a little bit.
All right.
Man, what did I do in here?
I don't know.
It's all my fault. Whatever it is, it's fine.
All right.
It's all good.
This picture's catching.
Here we made it. It's Sunday. It's like 7:15. And look, man, Marshall just got off work.
We're still banned.
We're still banned from one of the channels for another couple days.
Don't like being banned.
Couple days. Misinformation.
I get banned from Facebook all the time. I've been banned from Facebook. And I'm trying. The funny thing about being banned, I'm trying not to get banned. I'm not even doing anything on Facebook that I would think would get me banned from Facebook.
It all gets you banned. Everything gets you banned.
Being a normal, just once in a while, I'll say something, and all of a sudden they're like, "I'm sorry, you're banned." And I'm like, for what? You can't contest it. You can't say anything.
No.
It's taken away. And it's happened now. It's happened enough times that the minimum infraction for me is 30 days.
30 days.
Banned.
Banned up.
So anyway,
I saw a Tucker Carlson clip today about the YouTube censorship as it pertains to medical misinformation, and how the woman who's in charge of determining this, she is the head of marketing. And she's the one making the decision of what you can and cannot post. And
for every infraction, or for YouTube
overseeing
the policy?
Yeah, overseeing the whole policy.
But not enforcing it on an individual basis. Obviously, that's
and they were quoting all of these different... they had doctors on there. It wasn't like Tucker Carlson just making up stuff. He was going, all right.
Well, he normally does.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He was actually using, and we can find the clip. He was actually using interviews and statements from people, medical professionals, to support the case of this. Because he's going, well, she's in marketing. She's not a doctor, but she's telling you, making decisions on what you can and cannot say as if she's a medical professional.
What's insane about even the term misinformation is that things that were not true yesterday can be true today.
Yeah.
The information changes, and I'm not just talking about COVID. My whole life, man, I've watched medical assessments, health assessments change my whole life. First of all, let's be perfectly clear. There's already a booster. It's already being administered.
Yeah.
There's already over 1 million people that have received the booster, and they will begin encouraging the booster. And the vaccine, I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I'm not gonna put a timetable on it because I don't want to get banned. But it will be, everyone will need a booster soon.
Well,
soon. Right now, the immune compromised. Oh, we just better not say. We don't want to add to our ban.
You just can't.
We don't want to add to our ban, but let's just.
We just need to tell you this. You need to do one of two things. You need to go get vaccinated, or don't. Those are your choices. Live your life. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to or don't have to. We live in America.
Well, here's what I'm doing.
Live your life.
I'm telling you how I'm contributing. I'm going on a diet, a hardcore diet. Very strict diet starting tomorrow morning. I'm going to go on a strict, hardcore. What are you shaking your head for?
I'm shaking my head.
I'm not doing it because of COVID.
No, I know.
I'm doing it because of my fat ass gut. That's what I'm fucking doing it for.
I'm saying. Anyone who's ever said, I'm going to go on a diet tomorrow.
I'm going on a diet tomorrow.
Because you can go on a diet. You said, I'm starting a diet right now.
No, I'm blowing it out tonight. Tonight, I'm going to go home. I'm going to have honey buns. I might have some checkers. I'll tell you how I like to do a diet. Right before a diet, I like to reach my maximum fatness capacity.
Oh, shit.
So if I know I'm starting a diet, which I do on Mondays a lot, but if I know I'm starting a diet, then I'm going to blow it out the night before the diet, and I'm going to because what I want the diet to shock my fucking body.
No. See, it will shock your body, but tonight you're going to do the die minus the tea.
I'm going to.
The diet is a diet with no tea. You're just going to die.
I'm going to dive in.
What if you die tonight?
I'm going to dive in. If I die tonight, I'm going to die with honey buns in my fucking system.
You're going to die gluttonous.
I promise you, honey buns are my favorite thing when I'm about to have a diet.
If
I'm about to have a diet, if I'm on the verge of a diet, I'm buying at least 3 honey buns. I fucking love them, and they're like 1,500 calories of nothing but pure shit. I mean,
They're
honey
delicious.
Buns, oh
I
my
don't
god,
give a
they're
fuck what you
so
say.
fucking
Honey
good.
buns are good.
I believe I could eat. I believe if there was a contest where there was an award for eating the most, I believe I could eat the most
There's
honey buns.
definitely a contest.
I
out there,
love
and you would not win.
fucking honey buns.
You have met people who win.
Holy shit, I love honey buns. But here's the diet. Listen, before you say my diet's not going to work, because I'm making it. Here's what I've realized about myself. I'm like, look, first of all, ashamed of how fat I've gotten. Looked in the mirror this morning. I was like, all right, this has got to end. This has gotten to this past the stage where you can keep making excuses going, well, if I just tinker with this, or if I just change that. No, I'm going to go hardcore. And this is going to be my diet as strict as I can hold up to it from now until I'm happy, till I'm thrilled with my weight, until people say to me, you're too skinny. And when people start going, you're too skinny, then I'll fucking alter it tiny bit.
Okay. Well,
Ground turkey, no barbecue. Ground turkey
no barbecue.
and spinach leaves.
Gross.
That's it. That's all I'm eating. It's every meal. I'm going to ground up my turkey.
First
I'm gonna
off, that's
grill
not
it.
a healthy diet.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to be healthy. I'm trying to lose fucking weight. It's nothing to do with. I'm trying to not be a fat slob. I don't give a.
Vegan. You said you were going to go vegan. Just eat spinach. I've got.
I don't think that'll. See, the thing is, I don't think that'll fill me up. I'll be hungry all the time. I don't want to be. I don't mind doing a diet where I'm not hungry. I feel like I can eat as much ground turkey and spinach as I want without. In other words, I don't want to be hungry. I don't want to work around and be like, oh, I'm so fucking hungry, because I know myself. And if I'm hungry, I can't stay on it. I'm gonna violate. And when I violate a diet. You know, once you decide, if you're on a diet, anybody who's been on a diet, I've been on a million diets. My weight has yo-yoed my whole life. I've been fat as fuck. I've been thin. I've been in shape. I've been out of shape. But if you're on a diet, once you realize the diet's not working, you literally completely blow it up. You're like, all right, the diet's not working. Where's Burger King? I'm fucking going to Burger King. And that's my problem is fast food, man. I can't
There's a sponsor for the King of the Sting podcast, and I think it's Simply Green or something. I don't know. Something where they send you these healthy meals, and that's supposed to be good for you.
Yeah, I know, man. I get all that shit. I mean, I understand there's different ways to do it. I'm talking about what is going to work for me. I've got to be able to not put a multitude of thought into it. I really don't want to think about it. All I'm going to buy, all that I'm going to have access to, all that's going to be in my refrigerator is ground turkey and spinach. And that's it. That's all I'm not gonna have an option of eating anything else. But the thing I like about it is I feel like I can eat as much of it as I want. I feel like I'm not gonna be like hungry.
Right.
I'll be able to I'll know that if I'm eating ground turkey and spinach, that I'm eating something that has at least got some nutritional value, and it'll last me until I get thin.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. I hate it when I throw my diet out there. As soon as I throw out whatever I'm going to do for a diet, there's always somebody standing right there going, oh, that's not going to fucking work.
Yeah, so
No,
now
that's
we know.
not-
Now we know it's not going to work.
I think it's going to work.
You want to hear something funny? I'm going to start the show.
I would love to hear something funny.
This
Let's
is
start off with-
it popped up on TikTok, and I haven't. And you know who this person is. So I'm going to say this first of all. You already know who the comedian is that says it, and it was so funny to me. I just laughed.
But we have diversity.
It's Daniel Tosh.
I know Daniel Tosh.
Yeah. So this is here. Grab this thing. Put up your head. You don't have
I
to
worked
completely.
with Daniel
You got to hear it. So let me make sure people can hear it. So this I saw it pop up
Side
on
splitters,
TikTok.
Daniel. You remember that Daniel Tosh? It was like 30 years
Talking
ago.
about the Olympics, and I was cracking up
And,
because it's so true. Because we're doing the Olympics, right? So I don't know if this is a new joke or not, but it's funny. So
Everything you say on stage should be brand new.
it
Just so you
should
know.
be. I don't know. I haven't heard this joke. I know that.
I know he's not like me.
Don't. Or if you look at the Olympics, you look at our U.S. gymnastics squad. We have an Asian girl, a white girl, a black girl. Look at the Chinese squad. Any guesses?
Oh shit! Sorry, I hit the thing. Wrong button here.
Did you guess exclusively Chinese bitches? Yeah, That's all that's ever been on that team. That's all that will ever be on that team. And they wonder why they're not getting golds anymore. Well, you better get a Harlem in China.
You better get a Harlem in China. He's got a point, though, man.
Well, I'll say this. When I was in,
listen, is there another? Well, it's probably England, but a lot of countries just have only their nationality.
when I was in New York, and I went to the New Yorican, there was a great open mic in New York at a place called the New Yorican in Manhattan. But it was the best open mic I ever went to, and it was mainly a rap open mic, to be honest with you. But there was a lot of freestyle rappers and shit. You had to go about 4 hours before it started, and just sit in line all afternoon. And while you're sitting in line, everybody's rapping and shit. And I went there right after, I guess, the 2016 Olympics, is what I'm guessing. And we had just won a shitload of fucking gold medals. And one of the things that I said while I was up there, I had a set up there where when I got off stage, the MC walked up and was like, "Somebody give that man a blowjob." And I was like, "Oh fuck, I hope that happens. I hope somebody's fucking listening to her." But anyway, one of the things that I said, I was up there, I was just trying to pump up America, you know, because it was a time when everybody was kind of down and shit. And I said, "You don't think we need a diversity in America? You better look at who just won all those fucking gold medals. Because I can guarantee you, if we didn't have diversity in America, we'd be walking home like some of those other motherfuckers with nothing." And that's the truth, though. I like that. I think that is what's great about America. It's what pushes us to be better. Whatever competitive fires are lit between the races. Here's the thing about humanity. We compete with each other under all circumstances. Auburn fans and Alabama fans both live in Alabama. The only distinction between Auburn fans and Alabama fans that anyone would be able to notice looking at them is one of them is wearing an Auburn shirt and one of them is wearing an Alabama shirt. Other than that, they are identical. They are two identical human beings. They live in Alabama. There's not a whole lot of difference between them other than what they root for, but they fucking hate each other. They're like, "Fucking, those motherfuckers root for Auburn? Motherfuckers, I hate those motherfuckers."
That's
and
true.
that's how we are in America everywhere. You know, like Eagles fans hate Cowboys fans. NASCAR people, they're like, "I'll root for fucking Dale Earnhardt, but I'll never fucking root for Jeff Gordon."
Isn't
and I'm
that
just
crazy that we do that here? Like, it's
yeah, that's
so
America.
aggressive.
That's America. We do. That's why we do that with everybody and everything. But what I've always loved about America, and what's great about what has been great about America up until this period in our history, and what I'm going to bring back as president, is that when we're up against adversity, when our backs are up against the wall, like somebody fucks with us, when you know, we all hate each other. We within our, you know, we're like, "Oh man, we love America, but I don't like motherfuckers from Indiana." And then inside Indiana, they're like, "I love Indiana, but I don't like motherfuckers that root for Notre Dame." And they're like, at fucking Notre Dame, they're like, "We like motherfuckers from this dorm. We don't like motherfuckers from that dorm." And then on the dorms, they're like, "I like motherfuckers from floor 3. I don't like motherfuckers from floor 4. And they're like, "I like motherfuckers from this end of the hall. I don't like motherfuckers from that end of the hall." We just fucking divide up. We divide up.
We do.
But
it's mostly, it's either politics or sports.
yeah,
That's
you
it.
know, religion obviously is that we divide according
It's
to
a
religion.
divide, but it's not
Sports,
an aggressive
religion.
divide.
Really?
No.
Are you
I
sure?
don't think it's an aggressive
There's
divide.
been a lot of wars fought over religion.
Yeah,
So I would
but
say-
not like in the last 200 years, really.
Well, we are pretty fighting about who's
We're
supposed to
just
get
like,
health care and who's supposed to be able to get an abortion or not.
yeah, but that's religious stuff's a little bit more like,
right.
they touch on it,
Fair
but they
enough.
don't really, you know.
All right. Well, but what is amazing and what is great and what you've seen about America in our history is how we come together when somebody outside of America fucks with us.
Oh yeah, it's like it is kind of like a little family. You're like you beat your brothers up, you hate their guts,
right?
But when somebody else beats your brother up, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, you can't call that my brother that, and they're like, you just punched him in the face. I'm like, yeah,
that's
he's my fucking brother.
Yeah,
I can do what I want to my own brother. I don't want you doing that shit. Don't even fucking talk about him.
I think people are really going to be on that level in Afghanistan right now.
I hope so.
I think
because I'm not seeing it as of right now.
And I think you're not seeing it because the media is kind of like what they're putting in front of you is like, well, we're just trying to get out of there.
They're trying to divide
some troops.
They're trying to divide us.
They're not making it.
They're trying to divide us. They're trying to make it. Look, first of all, I will say this. I'll go down on record as saying this. Joe Biden, I am flat out fucking ashamed of that sorry ass motherfucker and the job that he's done handling this situation. Fucking pathetic. The fact that he hasn't, and believe me, I say this as somebody who is no Democrat or Republican. I am not some right-wing motherfucker at all. Pathetic job.
I think that
he has done
very close to having another Benghazi situation. I think we're very close because right now the top story on
they've already overrun Kabul, which is the capital of Afghanistan. They've taken over the entire country. They have clips of Biden. They were like, are we ceding control of the country to the Taliban from like 2 weeks ago? And Biden's like, no, we're gonna not at all. We're gonna, dude. The country is now completely out of control. The embassy has got to close. They're getting everybody out there. They've now sent 6,000 troops. That's more than we pulled out with.
Didn't I say
the withdrawal was a withdrawal of 2,500 troops. We now have sent 6,000 troops to get the people out of there safely that we need to get out of there. That is
Taliban
historically inept. And for him, as the president of the United States, not to be going on television and communicating to us as Americans about A, what is happening, and B, what is his fucking plan to smooth this situation over as much as possible is inexcusable. Inexcusable. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if there's no defending his lack of communication with the American people. There's nothing you can tell me that can justify. People are dying. People are being fucking murdered right this minute in a place that we controlled a week ago.
Right.
A week ago. We had control and the ineptitude of the effort to train the fucking army that we spent all that time and all that money.
A long time.
And we equipped them. And by the way, all of that equipment, everything we fucking bought, everything we gave to them is now completely in the control of the Taliban.
Isn't that crazy?
The weapons, the vehicles, the flight, the Air Force, the tanks, the missiles, the bombs, the radars, the technology, the computers, the money, the housing, every fucking thing that we built and that we gave to the army to suit them up. They dropped their weapons on the ground and walked the fuck away.
Yeah, isn't that
and
wild?
They put up zero resistance.
You gotta say the Taliban, it feels like for 4 years we didn't hear about the Taliban. Like Trump was like, nope, we got rid of what was the who was before who was Trump fighting? I don't even remember.
ISIS.
Yeah, ISIS. So Trump eliminates ISIS from our radar of things to do for the most part. They cracked down on it.
They
stopped talking about it.
They took their caliphate away.
Yeah, they went down the top and they were like, let's just go find the top guys and we'll just erase them from Earth. And they did a lot of that. And then the Taliban wasn't even like on anyone's radar.
No,
in
most people's minds, the Taliban was defeated,
gone from everything.
Right.
here we are in August. He's been president for almost exactly 7 months. So 6 months and like 25 days. And now the Taliban have come back out of, as far as I'm concerned, out of thin air for us.
Well, all right.
On our end, they just were not a presence that we even talked about. And they've come out and they've taken over Afghanistan. There is an article right here that said, right there, that the president fled country. It's gone. So
Yeah.
Taliban seizes power in
Right.
Afghanistan. And you're right. We don't even stop to think about
How?
everything that we left there is now there.
Everything.
So they just waited it
Everything.
out.
Yeah.
And Biden.
And now they
allowed
have
them to
all of
take
our
it.
shit.
Yeah.
There is a good chance that our soldiers are going to get shot and fucking killed with weapons that we fucking gave to the enemy. Not just a good chance, a 100% chance.
Oh, yeah.
It will happen. They didn't pick the weapons up for nothing. They didn't take this city over for nothing. And let me assure you, they don't give a fuck. They're not. See, let me explain at least what I think. They don't care about you can't intimidate somebody who's not afraid to die.
That's true.
If you're in Afghanistan, you're living a life that is worse than death. There is probably nothing worse for those human beings than waking up and still being alive.
It's not a bad statement.
And they're like, fuck, I want to go to this amazing land that my religion teaches me exists, where I'm going to get all these amazing things. My life is going to be, and I'll get to go there and be released from this hell when I go. And we think that being alive is the greatest thing in the world.
That's
Think
not a.
we're like,
It's fair.
we spare life. We're like, we got to keep you alive.
We will
We're
keep
like,
you alive.
We will keep you alive if there's barely enough human in you to assemble you into a package. We're like, keep him alive.
Right.
Keep him alive.
You're
He's got
brain dead
nothing,
and you
but
can't.
we'll keep him alive. We'll plug you into something in the wall. We'll put a iron lung. You'll be in a coma for 30 fucking years. There'll be people sitting right next to your bed.
Yeah.
Be alive. He's still alive. He can come back. They don't give a fuck. They'd rather be dead. They would rather be dead. So there's no threat to them.
Right.
They don't give a fuck.
What's going to be even more interesting, I think, this go around is that we're going to see firsthand online what's happening over there by the soldiers who are there. I see TikToks, YouTube videos, handheld phone videos.
Absolutely.
These soldiers, they're
These
like,
are
look,
a whole different
they're shooting at
generation.
us.
Whole different generation.
Watch this. I was watching this clip. It was a bunch of clips stringed together. Marcus Luttrell telling his lone survivor story. And I've heard the story probably 2 other times that he's told it on different shows. And this was more like a TED Talk kind of platform that he was talking about. And I was laughing because he's telling, obviously he had a pretty bad day. He had been shot, beat up, fallen down, he's paralyzed, whatever. And he was sitting there. He says he had fallen down this other cliff, and the guy, he's like, I saw the spotter, I saw the gun. He had a silver AK, and it glistened. And he couldn't walk, so he just tucked his AK, and he fired 2 shots off, miss, and the 3rd shot hit him in the gut. He's like, then I saw the 2 other ones coming down. They were on my ridge line on the rock face, and he's like, and I shot them in the back, which normally you don't shoot people in the back, but I was having a pretty bad day, so fuck them. I was like, dude.
Well, I mean,
They're trying to murder you.
Right,
You've been
right,
shot
right,
3
right,
times.
right.
Broken
Man,
your
look.
back, your neck.
Yeah, you're laying
like,
there. You're like, these are the final moments of my life. You know what?
He was like, I'm gonna throw myself off this cliff, and I'm gonna break my neck and die. He's like, I broke my neck, but I didn't die, so that didn't go as planned.
Well, but there's going to be. I mean,
There's
this
gonna
is
be a
not.
shit-
This
so it's gonna
isn't.
be-
First of all, this isn't over.
No.
The 6,000 troops, I believe, are now currently being sent over there. They have not all arrived yet. They're about to arrive. They're about to arrive into the middle of what you can only describe as the hottest of hot zones. When you go into, I was never in that level of combat in my life. But I can tell you this. just walking around with live rounds, anticipating the possibility of being shot is one thing. These motherfuckers are going in. Bullets are flying.
Yeah.
Bullets are flying. They're landing. There's no airport to go to. There's no safe spot. Nothing. The Taliban has now completely taken over the entire country, every part of it. So wherever they land, they're landing in Taliban area. And what we're relying on right now, this is all we're relying on, is the fact that the Taliban fears a full-level reprisal from the U.S. And what I just said is 100% dead on accurate. They don't fear death. So threats to the Taliban and to the Taliban fighters don't work. They're already in hell. Their whole lives have been lived in hell. Every minute in Afghanistan is hell. They've lived it their entire lives. And now they want to die. And there's nothing that they would rather do than die at the hands of combat fighting U.S. military. We have been inept. Is not even you cannot possibly describe how incompetent our efforts have been in the last 30 days.
This is Biden's plan. Run away. This is what it says. This is a quote from Biden. I have authorized the deployment of approximately 5,000 U.S. troops to make sure that we can have an orderly and safe drawdown of U.S. personnel and other allied personnel and an orderly and safe evacuation of Afghans who helped our troops during our mission and those at special risk from the Taliban advance. His plan is we are no longer going to engage the Taliban. We're going to send troops over there so that we can get everyone out of there. We're just going to walk away from it, because he also said in the same interview that 4 other presidents have presided over the war in Afghanistan. He will not be the 5th, and that Trump, he accused Trump of cutting a deal that left the Taliban in the strongest position militarily since 2001.
I've heard that's true.
Let me tell you what left them in the strongest position. Leaving and giving them all of your shit.
Fair enough. And this is what I want to look at from both, because Biden's in, but Trump said we were going to leave in May. Trump signed a deal with them to leave in May, and that was extended to September. So I'm not absolving Trump. I'm not absolving Obama. I'm not absolving Bush. None of these fucking guys. And here's the thing that really pisses me off. We went over there with a very clearly stated goal. We were going to do what? We were going to get Osama bin Laden. We got Osama bin Laden in 2011. And at the time that we got Osama bin Laden, every military expert that I listened to at the time said, we accomplished our mission. We did what we said. Let's get the fuck out of there. Do you know why we didn't leave? I'm going to tell you why we don't ever fucking do anything. I'm going to tell you why we fight these wars. I'm going to say greed. Because there's people that made money by us trying to rebuild that. And then, by the way, the people that rebuilt that fucking country that we put all that money into, they didn't give a fuck about building schools for those fucking kids. They didn't give a fuck about building roads. They didn't give a fuck about installing democracy. They made billions of dollars as American contractors to go over there and pretend like they gave a flying fuck about anybody in Afghanistan. And everything we've built is going to be trampled to the fucking ground, including the $100 billion embassy. And here's the next thing, because just 2 weeks ago, Biden said, oh, you're not going to worry about comparing this to Saigon. You're not going to see helicopters lifting the last few people off the roof of the embassy. Well, you're goddamn fucking right. You're going to see that, because if we're going, the flag has been taken down. And what do you think's going to happen as the last few fucking people are left? And the fucking the Taliban sees that there's only There's only 100 people defending the embassy. There's only 20 people defending the embassy. Do you think they're going to wait until every last person is gone, or do you think they're going to start taking shots at people as soon as we draw down? The second we draw down, the second we start bringing military personnel out, they already control the whole country. We can't fly out of there on planes in a normal way. The president has fucking left the fucking country. I'm telling you, man. Disaster. Disastrously done. And here's what makes me fucking sick is that you got people out there trying to blame one party over another. Let me make it real fucking clear. They're both to blame. Republicans and Democrats are both to blame. It's both of their faults. They've done a shitty job running this country, and this is the perfect fucking example of it. And I hope that the people that are listening and that are paying attention to what's happening understand that they're both doing a horrible job because neither one of them had a plan. What was the option? Stay there? Are we going to stay there now? Are we going to refight the whole fucking war? Are we going to start over from brand new with 6,000 troops over there? And we're going to have to retake the fucking Air Force bases that we abandoned a month ago? Are guys that fought this war going to go back and be like, oh, this is the bunk I used to have. I just took it back from a Taliban fighter. And now I get to sleep in the bunk that I just fucking left.
Right.
Oh, these are our airplanes.
Think about
Look,
that.
there go our airplanes overhead. And they're bombing us.
Dude, I don't want to laugh because it's really going to happen. But you can't, but you can do everything but not laugh because it's so, the irony of it is crazy. You're like, you've been fighting in Afghanistan for 20 years.
And we are at ground zero. It is worse now than if
worse.
we'd never gone.
Yeah.
It's worse because we now have literally not one person on the ground who would be willing to help an American.
If this was a
go
video
over there
game-
now as an American and go to a person in Afghanistan and say, hey man, we're here to help. We're going to need your help so that we can help you. You think a fucking Afghanistan person is going to fucking listen to that shit? There's only one unifying thing about Afghanistan right now. They all hate Americans. It's the only thing that they all agree on. Even the ones who are not Taliban. Even the ones who hate the Taliban. Even though they're looking and they're like, fuck. These motherfuckers had the option of fighting against the Taliban and shooting the Taliban with the guns that we gave them and the weapons and the training that we gave them, or giving up to the Taliban and joining the Taliban. And that's what they fucking chose.
So crazy.
That's what they chose. And that
so
is, by the way, that is Republican and Democrat leadership bringing you that shit. That's bringing it right to your fucking front door. And if you're going to keep handing, look, America, I'm begging you. We have elections in 2022. We have elections coming up in 2022. God damn it. We have people that are running right now that are independent. We have people in every single office in America that are not taking money, that don't have publicity, that don't have medical media coverage, that are not on television. They don't have a big budget for their campaign, but they're running for office and they're trying to change this country. And they're trying as hard as they can to fix it. For once in your life, instead of not paying attention to politics and just choosing between the lesser of two evils, start paying attention to some of those people out there that you think have always been crazy. And pay attention to them and see what they want to do. They want to fix this country because this is bullshit. What's happening right now is bullshit. What's happening in America is bullshit. We are choosing between two parties that do exactly the same thing, and then all they do when things go wrong is point at each other and blame it on each other. And then they go out to dinner to eat with each other that night, cozy as can be. It's time to make a difference. It's time to make a change.
Time to make a change. Let's talk about, all right, we're going to leave Afghanistan there because that was long enough on Afghanistan.
You don't like it when I talk like that, do you?
I do like it, but
I know.
we just get, look, we said what we said.
You get worried we're gonna get banned?
No, we're not gonna get banned. I want to talk about something else though. We've been, I try to keep the show going.
All right.
We don't want to talk about Afghanistan all night, but I know it's easy to get worked up about it because fuck, it's a crazy.
It's gonna get worse.
It's gonna get worse, and we're gonna talk about it again when it gets worse, which will be fucking in
Tomorrow.
4 hours. It changes every 6 hours. It changes every time. Let's talk about this because I didn't even hear about this, but I just read it. It pops up on the news feed here. 13-year-old shot at school shooting in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Did you hear about that?
No.
Washington middle school shooting. 13-year-old victim. Police revealed that Hargrove tried to de-escalate a violent situation between classmates during lunch and was shot 6 times by 13-year-old Juan Cecido. According to the police report, students said Cecido showed them the gun earlier in the day, which he had brought from home. And at lunchtime, Hargrove asked him to stop bullying a friend of his, and that's when he pulled out the gun and shot him in the grassy area of the school near the running track. His father told officers he noticed his gun was missing around noon, but by the time he drove to Washington Middle School, police were placing Juan in handcuffs. It's been a while since we've seen a school shooting, and maybe it's because kids weren't in school as much for the last year, but when I grew up, when I went to school, there was Columbine. Columbine happened when I was in school because that was in the 90s, like 95 or 96 or something.
I don't know, yeah.
And that was like from what I remember growing up, that was the first like school shoot. Someone went in there and just shot up a bunch of kids. A kid shot up a bunch of kids. Got tired of people fucking talking shit.
It was certainly a big deal. It was on the news. It was on the news for months.
It was it was huge, and it was referenced for years. Like any goth kid was all of a sudden a Columbine shooter at that point because they dressed in black trench coats and they were kind of they had the gothic look going to them, whatever. And then we didn't really see school shootings that much, and then all of a sudden kids start bringing guns to school, and it becomes a regular thing to where now it's part of like people are making products to barricade doors. Every other freaking week, there's a new thing out. Like, if you're in school, it's so crazy to me, and I cannot wrap my head around how a kid, 13-year-old boy, comes to the conclusion that today I'm going to bring a handgun to school and I'm going to shoot my classmate.
All right. Well, I can tell you why. You're big. So I don't know if you ever experienced bullying. I don't know if anyone
I wasn't always big. I'm not that big.
You're
Tall.
All right, whatever. Tall. I'll ask you straight up. You can just answer me yes or no. Were you ever bullied?
Yes.
And I don't like. All right. Well, tell me how. Tell me how you were bullied.
So I'd had kids that may have been more athletic. I wasn't an athletic person. Not
Okay.
well. I mean, I didn't not in school. Like I played like basketball at my house and football at my house.
Right.
But in school, I was I kept to myself. I was kind of a dork. I played violin, and I had kids on the bus that would talk shit, push me around, want to fight. I was in a couple fights.
What's the worst thing that ever happened to you? What's the worst bullying experience you ever had?
Mostly kids would make fun of my name because it was easy to rhyme, be like corny
so
Lorne
taunting.
or some dumb shit.
They would taunt you.
Yeah, they would taunt me. Someone would push you around. I usually just walked away. There was
Fair
like 3 or 4 times where I was like, you know what, dude? If you want to fight, come fight me. And they'd get off the bus.
Fair enough.
And I always had in the back of my
Fairly
head.
big guy, and that's.
I don't think, but I wasn't big. I was in like 6th grade or 8th grade.
Let me explain to you a couple different. And I'm not diminishing what happened to you. Taunting's bad, and I'm sure that getting into scuffles with people is bad. I'll tell you what I experienced, and I can promise you that if I had access to a fucking gun, I would absolutely have fucking gone into the school the next day, and it would have blown these motherfuckers away. First of all, it had happened to me more than once. I went to 3 different high schools. It happened at the first high school, it happened at the second high school, and it happened at the third high school. And it wasn't somebody taunting me, and it wasn't somebody bullying me. At the high school the first high school when I was a freshman, I had, I'm gonna say 5 to 6. I'm in my locker after football practice. I'm changing out of my football clothes into my regular clothes. I'm in my underwear. 5 guys out of nowhere. My mind is 100,000 miles away. 5 guys gather around my fucking locker and start chanting swirly, swirly. And these guys grabbed me and picked me up, and they were going to take me into the locker, into the bathroom, in the locker room, into a toilet filled with about 6 different people's shit. And they were going to stick my head in the fucking toilet, and they were going to flush the fucking toilet and give me what's called a swirly. And I'm sitting there. Not only do I know the people that done this, my mom tutored some of them. They used to come to my fucking house, and we used to play football in my front yard. And now these guys have grabbed me, picked me up, and are chanting this. And my own friends, the people in my grade, the people that I knew, the people that I thought gave a fucking shit about me and would never let some shit like this happen, just stood there and watched it. And these motherfuckers picked me up and carried me towards the bathroom. And I'm going to tell you, I realized in an instant that I was going to have to fight for my fucking life. And I fought as hard as I fucking could. And somehow, through whether it was through one of my kicks or one of my punches, these dudes let me go. I'll now flash forward to the next fucking year at a completely brand new school where I went in having had this experience already. And one day I'm sitting outside after school. Now those guys didn't give me a swirly, but they had a new thing at this school called the truth serum. Do you want to know what the truth serum was?
Oh, I want to know.
They pinned you down on the fucking ground, and guys took turns sitting on your face with their naked ass.
Oh, Jesus.
How that became a fucking form of torture, I don't know. How that was even... But anyway, I'm after school. I had to wait for somebody to give me a ride home every day. So I just sit outside and wait for a ride. So I'm sitting outside, I'm waiting for a ride. And one of the guys on the football team comes up and he's like, "Hey, Marshall, come in here." So I go walking over. I walk into the lobby of the gym. Easily 20 guys are standing there waiting for me. There was no fighting.
20 dudes.
Easily.
20 dudes.
20, at least.
All
Maybe.
excited.
I don't know how excited. They couldn't wait to get a hold of me. They had a plan, and they were going to fucking execute it. And there was nothing that I could fucking do. I looked up. They had 3 guys on each arm, 3 guys on each leg. They carried me from the lobby of the gym into the locker room. No coaches around, no adults around, no security around, no nothing. Pinned me down on the fucking ground. 4 or 5 of them, I don't remember how many of them, took turns sitting on my fucking face while I was with their naked fucking ass on my face. Now, I can fucking tell you this for a fact. If I had a fucking gun and I had access to a fucking gun, and I've heard worse stories than this. I'm telling you my own story.
Right.
I'm telling you what actually has happened to me. And by the way, I've never told this story to anybody ever. This happened to me 40 fucking years ago. But I will tell you this, and I've never told a soul, not one fucking person, nobody. I didn't want to fucking tell anybody. If I had a gun at my house, I absolutely, no fucking doubt in my mind, I would have come to school the next day with that fucking gun. I didn't have one. Thank God I didn't. Because I can fucking guarantee you, I would have brought it the next day and I would have shot every single one of those motherfuckers, and I would not have regretted it at all.
I mean, that's a pretty serious level of assault for people, for kids to do to other kids. And now
That's not even the worst.
it's not the worst. And that was a long time ago, in which case, really the only people that knew about it were the people there and the people they told. Now come into 2021, where not only did they do it, they also
They videoed
it
and
sent
show it to the whole world.
sent it to everyone.
Everybody, look at this. Look at what we did this. And by the way, they're not just doing what they did to me. That was a starter course. The next school I went to summer school. They told me what they did at that school. They called their treatment there. Now I went from swirly to the truth serum to the lotion. The next school I went to was called the lotion.
What school
Do you
was
want
this?
to? T.C. Williams
T.C.
in
Williams.
Alexandria, Virginia. That was where the lotion was. Truth Serum was at Yorktown High School
First
in
of all,
Arlington, Virginia.
If you went to this school and you know what that is, you need to comment on here. I need to talk to you.
And T.C.
the bottom
Williams,
of that.
T.C. Williams had the lotion. And they told me about the lotion because I was going to go out for the football team. I was at summer school. I was taking summer school. I was going to go out for the football team in the fall. I was sitting in the summer school class and I was like, I'm going to go out for the football team. They're like, oh, you're going out for the football team? Well, you better get ready for the lotion. And my mind was already, boom. I know what a swirly is. I know what True Serum is. What's the fucking lotion? The lotion was when 10 to 15 guys held you down, stripped you naked, and jammed a bottle of lotion up your ass and emptied the lotion into your ass.
What?
And so I told, because I obviously didn't want that to happen to me.
Well, clearly.
So I went to my coach at my other high school and he asked me, are you going to go out for football in the fall? And I said, no, I'm not. And he said, why not? And I said, well, they've got a thing there called the lotion. And he asked me what it was, and I told him. And then he said to me, that's bullshit. They're making that up. And I thought to myself, I've already experienced the truth serum. I know what that was like.
They didn't lie the first time.
They weren't making that shit up.
Right.
They're not making the fucking lotion up. That's the fucking truth. That's what's going to fucking happen. And it's not fucking happening to me. Now, I didn't even end up going to T.C. Williams. I took the summer school class there. I went to Episcopal High School. They had what they called the rat system at Episcopal High School.
Dude, how did you make your way into all of these?
Oh, everywhere I
Illuminati
went,
style-
everywhere I went, I was always the target. Always the target. Everywhere I went, it didn't matter where I was always the target. I would walk in and they'd be like, that's the motherfucker we're going to do this to. Whatever that thing was that they wanted to do, it was always me. Always me. So anyway, so the rat system. They had rat meetings at Episcopal High School. And by the way, Episcopal High School, just so you know, I haven't completely decided whether or not I'm going to file some type of fucking class action lawsuit against your motherfucking ass. You're one of the most prestigious high schools in Northern Virginia. And this is the shit that fucking happened to me at your fucking school. And it was sanctioned by the fucking school. It was sexual fucking assault that happened on me. And many other fucking people that were at school sanctioned events that we were required to fucking go to. So the rat system, you're a rat. Your first year at that school, you're a rat. It was an all boys boarding school.
Okay.
And so they used to have rat meetings on fucking Friday night. And everyone had to go. And if you were a rat, you came in and you went up against a fucking wall and you stood there while they fucking yelled at you and screamed at you and did whatever the fuck they wanted
Like
to.
a hazing, kind of.
Yes. Add in the fact that you couldn't fucking move. And I was their least favorite fucking one. And these motherfuckers brought lacrosse sticks to the fucking hazing and they would ram them in your fucking ass. And you couldn't even fucking move.
Right.
So you're standing there getting fucking yelled at by every fucking direction. No adult supervision because they didn't give a fuck. And some smart ass motherfucker is ramming a lacrosse stick in your ass.
That's crazy as hell.
Then they would pick out certain ones of us who were the cocky ones, like me, and we had to fucking bob for apples in fucking ice water. So we would bob for apples in ice water, competing against another cocky person that was chosen. And the loser had to then bob for a fucking frozen hot dog at the bottom of the fucking tub of ice water while the whole room chanted, "Suck that dick, suck that dick."
Jesus Christ.
And if you think if I had a fucking gun, I wouldn't have gone into that fucking room and blown every one of those motherfuckers away, I absolutely fucking would have.
I want to know what happened to those dudes.
Nothing.
No, right now. Where are they right
I'd
now?
love to. And let me tell you something. I'll tell you this. I remember every fucking one of you motherfuckers, and I have not dismissed the idea. I think about it every fucking day of going to a law firm and saying, I went to one of the most prestigious high schools, all boys boarding schools in the fucking world. We had ambassadors' kids there. We had senators' kids there. We had fucking congressmen's kids there. And it was so exclusive. There was only 300 kids in whole school, all boys, Episcopal High School. Look it up. And they fucking did that shit to me at school sanctioned events, sexually assaulted me again and again. And not just me, every fucking buddy that was there as a rat. And then at the end of the year, they fucking threw me out. After I fucking made their football team great, after I made their wrestling team great, after I made their baseball team great, as soon as my baseball season was over, they fucking tossed my ass out like I was fucking nothing. And I remember every fucking one of you. And if you're a lawyer out there and you're listening to this fucking show and you want to see me fucking take a lawsuit against these motherfuckers, I will take a lawsuit against these motherfuckers because the school stood by and let these motherfuckers ram lacrosse sticks in our fucking asses night after night after night after fucking night, and they were allowed to fucking do it. And the school fucking let them.
That's crazy. I never experienced that.
So,
I didn't even hear
so
anything
when
like that.
somebody tells me that they don't understand why a motherfucker showed up at school with a fucking gun, I promise you, if I had a fucking gun, I wouldn't have even waited till the next fucking day.
I want to know then, I guess, in modern day, is it all, I don't know. I feel like, so this kid that just got shot in Albuquerque, seems like he was defending someone else who was being bullied by this kid.
Maybe.
So maybe it wasn't the case of retribution for something that had happened to them. But I do think, and I used to say this all the time when it came to school shootings. I used to say, you know what stops school shootings? If you just tell, you're raising assholes. Your kids, someone's kid is an asshole, and they're constantly making fun of people. And they're constantly treating kids like shit.
Yeah.
And they're making them to the point where they're killing themselves.
Right.
And they're harming other people.
Right.
That's why this is happening. So
Right.
maybe you think, oh, well, you know, my kid's a star. He's nice. Gets good grades.
Yeah,
Star this.
right.
Your kid's probably a dick.
Right. Your kid's a dick.
kid's
Let me tell you.
probably
Let
treating
me tell you.
people like
I'll
shit.
just tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I realized I had to do. And people, you can joke about this and laugh and think whatever the fuck they want. I realized from that point in my life, I have to be able to fight everybody. I got to be able to fucking not just fight them all. I got to fucking be able to kill them.
You know what's interesting about that is the opposite. Jocko Willink, I showed Skylar a clip of him. It's an interview from his podcast.
Send her the address. She doesn't have it.
Jocko Willink was talking about fighting. He's like, if you want to, and if you don't know who he is one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet, by bar none. Black belt jiu-jitsu, Navy SEAL, bad motherfucker. Right. If you want to square up against me, he says, you want to square up against me? That's fine. I'm going to run away. You want to fight me? I'm going to run away. All right. You want to throw a punch and you miss? I'm going to run away. I'm always going to run away. Doesn't matter how big you are or how bad I am. I'm going to run away. Where that changes is when you grab me. When you grab me and I cannot run away, that's when that changes. And now you're in my world. And what am I going to do? I'm going to subdue you so I can run away. I'm going to stop you. If you push me on the ground, you get on top of me, I'm going to do what I can to defend myself so I can get up and run away. That's what I'm going to do. Right. I'm not going to hit you because the second that I do that, that's when my life changes and your life changes. Because if anything,
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I could hit you. You could fall down, hit your head. Anything could happen.
No,
you could die.
I get it.
So I'm going to run away.
I get it.
And you know, but here's the thing: is that people are put in situations, anything even remotely like what you're in,
right?
You can't run away. And what are you going to do? And it's so crazy to me that we live in a world where kids go through this. Like,
no, buddy.
wild.
And let me tell you something. I try to pay attention to the updates of what's going on because of what I experienced. And like I said, look, I'm not trying to make it sound like I was the most. I went through what I went through. Those things happened to me. I can't change them. Nothing I can do about it. If you know how to send her the address, send it to her. But and I look out for the things that are happening to these kids now are worse, way worse. I've read stories. I've seen things in the news about things that are happening to the kids nowadays that make what happened to me nothing. True Serum was nothing. I never got the lotion. I'm not going to lie. I would tell you if I did, I would tell you. I never told anybody I got the Truth Serum. In fact, there were people that came to me later on in the school year and they're like, hey, man, I heard they gave you the Truth Serum. They give you the Truth Serum. I was like, no, man, they didn't give me that shit. I didn't get it. They tried. I didn't get it.
That's fucking crazy. Crazy as hell.
But here's where I am at my life now. And this is the thing, like what you're talking about with the guy you're talking about. Here's what I know how to do. I know how to break your neck in 2 seconds. I know how to break your arm in 2 seconds. I will avoid a fight like there is no tomorrow because I don't want to fight you. But if somebody fucking touches me, if somebody puts their hands on me, I know about 9,000 fucking ways to break bones in their body. Not to fucking stop them from hurting me, to stop, to as hard as I can. I don't want to kill anybody. But if you want to know why people fucking shoot somebody in school, they ain't being teased. They're not being made fun of. They're not being called bad names. They're being assaulted in ways that people have no fucking idea.
I think that could be happening, but I would say that more so than not that it's a mental beatdown. I think
it's both.
I think you'd be surprised in this
I've heard stories
day and age, the amount of damage kids can do to one another with just this.
I'm
device.
sure. No, I'm not disputing that or refuting that. I am saying that whenever I see a story about hazing, whenever I see a story about bullying, whenever I see a story about somebody being abused in school, whenever I see any,
whatever they're reporting, it's far less reported than what happened.
Nobody ever knew what happened to me. Nobody knew.
It's on top.
My coaches that were there right now, if I was to tell that story right now, and I was to tell the people that were there who did it, and I remember every one of their fucking names, and I could say them right fucking now.
I'll tell you this, because, and this is...
My coaches would tell you that I was lying and making it up. They'd be like, that shit didn't happen. You're fucking...
Yeah. I mean, I remember a story about 2 or 3 years ago of a kid who was being tried for rape of a minor. He was 18, she was 17 or 16. They were both in high school, and she wanted to have sex in the bathroom of the school. He went in there, he's having sex with her in the bathroom. She's recording it with her phone, saying, whatever, talking dirty to him, all this and that shit, and then sends it to people, and then says that her parents get a hold of it, and she says, I didn't, he raped me, blah, blah, blah. This kid went away. He went away for rape. And it's like, that happened. Now, was it a good idea for him to do that, to have sex in the bathroom in school? Absolutely not. Did he deserve to go away for rape? It's a different story. I mean, she sat there and played essentially victim as soon as her parents found out what had happened, as soon as it got around from people. and it spread like wildfire. It's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. We're gonna go to this next story. That was a wild story though.
That's crazy.
That was a wild story because this is also crazy. I didn't even know this was a thing. So hold on, I gotta make sure I spelled this right. But this story pops up. This is all in just today's news, by the way. This isn't like I'm not going hunting for this. North Carolina is a destination for child marriage, and a new bill could change that. It's 2021. I didn't even know this was a thing. But listen to this. State lawmakers are nearing passage of a bill that could finally dampen the state's appeal as the go-to place to bring child brides, but would still leave it short of a national push to increase the age to 18. The proposed legislation will raise the minimum marriage age from 14 to 16 and limit the age difference between a 16-year-old and their spouse to 4 years. Will that have moved the needle and made North Carolina no longer at the very bottom of the barrel of states? And it also says that 2/3 of marriage applicants in Buncombe County last year were filed by non-residents seeking to marry an underage person. That is fucking crazy. 14? Bro, come on. Who's getting married at 4? Who's letting their kid
How do you get married at 14?
You go to North Carolina and you fucking just sign the paper.
You just go, you're a 14-year-old, you could just...
Bro, yes. This is nuts. It says right here, a study of the International Center for Research of Women, a research institute and rights group for women and children, estimates that nearly 8,800 minors under the age of 18 were listed on marriage licenses in North Carolina in 2015, placing the state among the top 5 with child marriages during that period. The group said that 93% of marriage applications it reviewed for the 2000 to 2019 involved a marriage between a minor and adult. That is absolutely fucking crazy. It's 2019. You're legally allowed to marry a 14-year-old girl in North Carolina right now. This has not passed. They have not changed the law. Currently, you can go marry a fucking barely a teenager. And that they're saying they want to limit it. They want to move it to 16. Holy fuck. Why don't you do us all a favor and just move it to 4? What are you doing? You're going to move it 2 years and then say, oh, well, a 20-year-old can marry a 16-year-old. A 4-year age gap, which currently does not exist. How fucking crazy is that?
Insane.
What do you even say to that?
I don't say anything. I just say that the world is ruled by people that don't give a shit about the people that they rule. They don't care, obviously. I think that's been demonstrated. I think the world can be better. It's insane to think that the laws that have been passed by the people that have passed them are laws that we should obey for the rest of our lives. And I think it's time for us to make improvements. It's time for us to make the world better. I hope that that's what we decide to do.
Bro, North Carolina is living in the freaking 1500s right now.
That's insane.
Fucking crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
Wow. I don't know. That popped up on the feed, so I just wanted to throw it out there.
Well,
I read it.
when you're talking about the things that happened, when you're talking about the things that happened in high schools, whether it's shootings or whether it's assaulting or whether it's bullying,
get off the fucking school bus by yourself.
Right. I mean, would you want to go back to school right now?
Yeah, and marry a 14-year-old apparently. Someone wants to. Fucking nuts.
No, thank you.
Wow.
I'm good.
What do you got on your list?
I don't know, man. This conversation's been so fucking intense. I feel like I need a shot of. I need a shot.
I'm gonna update the banner and say "fuck you, North Carolina" just because of that. Fucking crazy.
Let's see. Well, here's the thing I've got. First of all, there's another earthquake in Haiti.
Yeah. We can't do nothing about that.
I mean, we can help.
We can help, I guess, but we can't. What are we gonna do? Me and you. What do we got for Haiti? Man, we got nothing for Haiti.
Me and you got nothing for Haiti, but I mean, people can help them, man.
Haiti got fucked up last year. Haiti gets fucked up a lot. Didn't it, when was the last thing that hit? It was like a year and a half ago.
No, they got hit with a big earthquake about 10 years ago.
That long ago?
Yeah, it was like
Hurricane
2011. They get hit with. They're right next to the Dominican Republic. They get hit. They get hit all the time.
Just getting beat the fuck out.
They do. I just feel bad. Like, if you're from Haiti, I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if Haiti has ever won like a gold medal, or Haiti has ever. What's like the highlight? What's the highlight of their history? I feel like their only time they're ever in the news is when some kind of disaster happens.
Yeah, it was 2020 Hurricane Laura.
Right.
Through there, 2018 earthquake, 2016 Hurricane Matthew fucked it up, 2012 Hurricane Sandy fucked it up. Look, man, listen. If you're in Haiti, this is just move. Just get out of there, man. Look,
they try
Earth,
to.
Earth is like, we don't need this place.
They try to.
They try to get to Miami.
They try to get out.
Haitians, a lot of Haitians to Miami.
They want to get
Look,
out.
we just need to collect. This is what we do. We collectively, we say, okay, we're not going to live here anymore. Let's find somewhere else for you to live because this place does not want you here.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
They've tried to help that country out. I don't know if they have.
It's wild to me that there's still countries that live so impoverished.
Impoverished.
And they're not like, it's not the middle of Africa where there's nothing but Sahara and there's jungle everywhere.
They're right next to the Dominican Republic.
The
The Dominican Republic is a part of the U.S.
Yeah, they're right there.
They're our neighbors.
And it's like, well, fuck those people.
I mean, I don't know why we feel that way. I don't feel that way. If you're a Haitian, man,
Yeah,
I'm
2010,
for you.
The earthquake killed between 100,000. First of all, wait a second. I just push F1, does it? Earthquake killed between 100,000 and 316,000 people. Come on now. Come on, Wikipedia. We can't have a $216,000 spread. We need to narrow this number. How many people was it? That's crazy. It was either 100,000 or way more than 100,000 people. Jesus, crazy, man. Look at that. In October, that was just 2010. Oh, dude, 2010 they got fucked up a lot. January 12th, earthquake. January 20th, another earthquake. October 20th, what is that? Cholera epidemic. Freaking got sickened 340,000 people, killed 3,600. And then in November, Hurricane Thomas kills another 10 people.
And back in the 80s,
bro,
it was determined that like their whole country was going to die of AIDS.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, every Haitian, they were like, Haitians have AIDS.
Bro, if you're in Haiti,
That's been
just
rough.
get on the boat. Get the fuck off that island.
Yeah, it's not a vacation spot.
The list is long.
Right.
That goes back to that goes back to the 60s. Look, get out of here with this bullshit. 1600s. No one wrote that down. Get out of here with this mess. In the 1900s, there's way too many things. Get off the island.
Right.
That's like one people ago. Like people lived. Dude, imagine living in Haiti your whole life and you were born in, just say, you were born in 46. How many hurricanes?
You've seen some shit.
You've
seen some shit. If you're in Haiti, you've seen some shit.
I bet you lived through like 40 hurricanes.
Yeah, they just murdered their president like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, fuck. Haiti.
There's no, and they're like, people are like, there's no government there. There's no government.
What's going
There's
on
nothing
over there.
I mean,
Get
it's just,
out of there.
you're just waking up every day and trying to survive.
Oh man, let them out. Look, man, what's the population? What do you think the population is?
I'm going to say 10 million,
You think that's that many people?
5 million.
11.26 million people. It's a lot of people to relocate. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
That's more than I expected, but that's a lot of people to relocate. What's around there? Let's look at the map. Let's come up with a plan. We're here to solve problems.
The Dominican Republic is
Marshall.
right next door.
We're here to solve problems. Where do they go?
Hey,
Where do you move
go to
11 million
Cuba.
people?
Go to Cuba.
Yeah, go to Cuba. Look, Cuba's not the most ideal place, but 11 million people could change Cuba. Right? They get in there, they can make some changes. Try to stop 11 million people.
Well, I just don't understand. Like well, I don't guess so much anymore, but the DR.
They are attached by land.
Right.
But I mean, is it really safer? It's right there. Is it safer?
I feel like
The
first of
hurricanes
all,
not
I
fuck it
know a
up?
lot of Dominicans. I know a lot of Dominicans, and Dominicans
What's all in here?
are
What's the sound
Americans.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
are. No,
they're
you're right.
Americans.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, we need a solution. Where do we tell 11 million people? Where do they go? How do they get there? I mean, look, they can't go to Jamaica. Jamaica's not big enough. They're not going to Puerto Rico. It's not big enough. The Dominican's big. I don't know how much of that's inhabitable or inhabited. I don't know that we can just go. But look, Cuba's lived in the 50s, 1950s, America, for a long time. Who's running Cuba now? It's not the Castro.
Castro's brother.
Is he? Is the brother running it now? I thought we got rid of most of
No,
them.
I think
Who's running? I'm going to type it in there. Who's? Because I just don't pay attention to what happens in Cuba. Let's be honest. Miguel Mario Diaz Canel. Is that who's running it? That's what it says. Yeah, there you go. So it's not. It is not a. Nope, sure isn't. It's not a Castro. Somebody else. This guy, first Secretary of Communist Party of Cuba. Look, man, I'm gonna tell this guy here, Diaz Canel. Let him in. Let him in there, man. Get them Haitians in there and start fixing your shit. It's a lot of it's a big work for it.
I just feel like
Go build some shit. Figure it out.
That looks like a really good place to visit. Wow, look how close Cuba is to America.
Cuba is right
Isn't that
there.
fucking crazy?
It's 90 miles.
From the Keys.
90 miles from what? Key West?
Yeah, from Key
Okay,
West.
so
This is like,
it's 150 miles.
so.
I mean, that's a good little trek from here to here. That's a fucking hour drive.
No, I've made that drive.
Yeah, it's
I've
like
been
an
to
hour
Key
drive.
West. It's fun.
You can measure it, but still, you're 100 miles away from Havana. But there's a lot of places, dude. There's a lot of Cuba down here, man. Look,
Right.
fucking let them in. Just let
No,
'em-
I'm glad we're seeing this map.
send
It's
'em
my
over
first time
here.
of really seeing like where all
yeah,
this shit
send
is.
them over here somewhere. You know, like fucking this can't all be populated by shit. Look, you got 11 million people. That's a big workforce. It's a lot of people who will probably build some shit.
I mean,
that have skills.
Can't we
Get
take care of them where they are? We have to
no,
move 'em?
we got to move them because clearly Earth does not want people living there. Earth has repeatedly been like, listen, if you stay here, I'm going to kill you with hurricanes and earthquakes. And the only reason it's not on fire is probably because it's so
How
close
is
to
it
water.
that the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico are part of America and Cuba doesn't want to be?
Cuba
And
because-
Haiti doesn't
well,
want to be.
I don't know about Haiti, but because Haiti's like a little place right there, right? I mean, it's not big, but Cuba don't want to play ball with us. Because they're a dictatorship, man. You're a communist party. They're just like, no, we do what we want. Can't fuck with us. But also, at what point was Castro like really a threat? He was like, we got missiles. Remember that? Wasn't that the Cuban Missile
They
Crisis?
did have.
What year was that?
It was like the 60s.
Yeah. So they were like, we got shit, and they were
No,
close.
it wasn't that we got shit. You don't remember what was happening?
I don't remember that. I was a
Okay,
kid.
the
I
Russians were sending
1962.
missiles. They were sending missiles to Cuba, and we intercepted them. And we were like, "No, you're not putting missiles on Cuba." Cuba said to the Russians, "I guess we're doing a history lesson now." Is what we're
Well, I'm just reading over it. Yeah, I'm just saying that was the last time that Cuba was like.
You don't like
ever
to go down the
remotely a
you don't like to
threat.
go down the rabbit hole, and
Ah,
yet
we
here
don't
we
need to
are
go through that.
talking about the Cuban Missile
Hey.
Crisis from 1962. Just so you know, which is before even I was born. Which is hard to believe there was even history taking place back then. I can't believe they recorded history. I thought back before I was alive, they just carved it into a rock.
They did. They carved it into a rock, and then someone wrote it down. But yeah. So anyway, you brought up the earthquake. We came up with a solution. They get the fuck out of there. They go to Cuba. That's our solution. Dominican Republic, I feel like it's still way too close to Haiti, and that Earth might be like, we're onto you. You didn't move far enough, and it might just remove the Dominican Republic. Could happen. Look, man, crazier things have happened. I'm just saying. Get those people the hell off that island, and let's figure it out. It's a lot of people. 11 million people. It's a good chunk of folks to move. But history has shown Earth does not like it there. It wants it to be different. It wants to split it up, and it wants to wash it away. Those are the two things. You know,
Yeah.
find another place on the map that has as much natural disaster occurrences is Haiti. I don't know. There probably is one. I don't know where it is right now. As far as I'm concerned, it leads the fucking charge.
Well, I mean, we know about like what happens out in those island countries, but what happens in like desert?
Nothing.
You don't have like
Sandstorm.
windstorms.
Yeah, fucking sandstorms. But nobody lives there. No one gives a fuck.
People live there.
People don't live there. People drive through there. People travel through there. They don't live there. I ain't living in that shit. That's in movies. You see them like, oh, they're walking. There's a mirage. There's a hut. There's a dude. He don't live there. They ain't fucking no water. They'll die. 3,000 degrees in the desert. Go plant vegetation in there and see if it doesn't light on fire immediately. There ain't nothing out there.
All right. I mean, all right.
Hey, there we go. If you have an idea, if you're out there listening, you have an idea of what to do with to help Haiti. That's better
I want to
than
help
getting
them.
the hell
I
out
would
of
like
Haiti. That's the best help I can come up with. Like after looking at that, peace out. We're getting out of there. Bring them somewhere. Put them in. Dude. It won't be. Look, it won't be as nice of a scenery, but I feel like North Dakota could use 11 million people. Start there. Work your way down. I don't know. It's fucking cold. It's a nice change of scenery. It's a change of pace. No hurricanes. There's no earthquakes. It's fucking no
We
people.
can accommodate a lot of people.
We got a lot of space.
We
Just
should bring
saying.
the
Pick a spot.
Haitians over.
All right.
All right.
They'll do well too because it'll be like sunny as fuck and it's cold and they won't burn because they got a lot of melanin in their skin.
I feel
They'll
like
do good.
I feel like they would like it
They
here.
can take the they would like it here. We got a lot of people in Atlanta. Look, we can't keep them here. We got to spread them out. 11 million. Put 11 million people in Atlanta. Jesus, it takes long enough just to get to fucking Norcross on Tuesday afternoon. We don't need 11 million people.
25 minutes to go down Pleasant Hill.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. What do you want to discuss now?
Oh man, what do we want to discuss? I don't know. Let's pick something fun, man. What you got?
Let's do something fun. I'm tired
Fun.
of talking about. All right. Let's see what Facebook has for me.
Oh no, don't look at Facebook. Oh no. I'm looking here.
All right. Have we ever talked about reparations?
Man, we're not talking about that. I said something fun.
Okay. All right. Let's not talk about
Get out of here with this mess.
reparations.
Jesus.
Let's do this.
I mean, we could do some Amigos. We could talk to some people on Amigo.
I'm not tired of talking. Oh, let's do that song. You want it?
Oh yeah,
Let's do the song. We're gonna do the new song. Let's listen to it in front of people. They
the
don't
new
mind.
song. All right, we're gonna get us.
Our man Tom McDonald has a new song.
It is
I
called
love Tom.
Brainwashed.
I want to see his look. I want to see the latest, what he's up to.
Right.
We haven't done it in a while. Look, the only thing, I don't mind like hearing about Tom. I don't want to listen to him every day, you know? Not that I don't want to listen to him every day, but I don't want to like on the show. I don't want to listen to him.
Right. All right, let me pop this up. We're gonna add some stuff happening here so that I can pull it up in the background because people like the background. They do like it.
Oh, they like it?
They like to watch it when I put it like in the background behind you. They enjoy that a lot.
The video?
Yeah, I have it like in the background. So that's like you got to put
When
the
you say
headphones
people,
on.
how many people? Like four
Dude,
people?
People that like, dude, when we do Tom McDonald reviews,
Do we have-
reactions, your Tom McDonald reaction video like 50,000 views. Fucking crazy. People like.
But they
like
didn't
it.
keep watching.
Well, they'll come back. They didn't. Well, look, they didn't like all your reviews.
I like what I had to say.
Yeah, some of them they didn't like what you had to say, but
Well, I can only say what I say.
I know. But you were also toasted on a couple of them, so you know, there's that.
Well, that's not going to change. I got to be honest.
You're not toasted.
I'm going on my diet, but I'm going to still be myself.
You keep hitting my.
I know.
Well, there we go. Now it's better.
I realized it was a.
Okay, so we are going to do Tom McDonald Brainwashed. Came out on Friday. We're going to pull it up. We're going to let you listen to it with us. We're going to do Marshall's reaction to it
Brainwash.
live.
This
in
is what I
charge.
accuse every single person I know of being.
But before I do that, I'm going to go grab a drink because my throat's getting a little sore.
All right.
I didn't bring one with me.
I'll talk to the people by myself.
Okay, you tell them.
By the way, this is just so you all know. I really would sue that high school that I went to that treated me like shit and let me get kicked out of school after they allowed the students to sexually assault me. Should have never happened. So, anyway, I really do feel like I would do a better job than anybody that is in charge of this country of being in charge of this country. No matter who it is. I don't care who you throw at me. You can throw anybody at me. Like, you know what I would really love? I would love it. I would love to run against Tucker Carlson. I would like it to be Marshall versus Tucker. Because I feel like all he wants to do is divide people. All I want to do is bring people together. He's the bully. I'm the bully crusher. Like, if the opportunity presents itself, because a lot of people are saying, they're like, oh, Tucker Carlson should run for president. And believe me, let me assure you, he's thinking about it. There's nobody out there that doesn't think they couldn't do a better job if they were in charge. Even the dumbest person you know. Pick the dumbest person you know. And we all know somebody who's so fucking dumb that even if you're dumb as shit, you're like, God damn, that motherfucker is dumb as shit. That motherfucker, he believes he should be in charge. We all think we should be in charge. So I guarantee you, people have asked Tucker Carlson to run for president. I'm sure he's thought about it. I'm not even that smart. I'm not even in charge of my job. I'm not even the shift leader. And I still think I should be in charge of the whole fucking country. All right, what's going on?
You ready?
All right, Tom. I'm rooting for loving this song.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me unmute this. Sure we can hear it.
She fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows. Politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die, the whole world's brainwashed. Everybody picking teams, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of. Rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, 'cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. Us against them, it ain't you against me.
Boom. That's a good one. I like that song.
Yeah. I
like it.
agree. The whole world is
Man,
brainwashed.
isn't it fucking crazy?
You can't argue with that.
You cannot argue with that shit right there. That shit.
I mean, again,
7 steps. You
That's-
ain't wrong.
that is that's some hardcore production.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Some hardcore production.
Marshall, you become president of the United States, and if Tom McDonald is not your press secretary, you're fired.
Oh, absolutely.
I will impeach you.
Let me just say
I
that.
want every
Let
White
me
House
just
press
say-
briefing
let me
to
just
be
say that.
Tom McDonald.
Yes, of course.
In front of the mic.
I would no. He every day.
Every
he and I'll
day.
he and I'll sit in the Oval Office,
Yes.
and we'll
And
start
you will
out the
rap
day.
to
I'll
every
start out
press
the day,
briefing.
and I'll be like, Tom, we got to deliver a message. This is important. I'm gonna talk later, but before I talk, I'm gonna need you to go out and deliver some shit.
That's
and,
right.
And look, he knows. I love Tom. I really, really, really want to talk to him. I mean, you know, I want to hear him. Look, just like for me, like I remember when we started doing this show, the only thing I had done for the last 16 years was perform on stage. And the only thing that I knew how to do was talk in the way that I'd become accustomed to talking on stage. And the way that I talked on stage is not conducive to doing a podcast.
Right.
And my son let me know that in no uncertain terms. So I was used to you know, just going out in front of a large crowd and speaking in front of them with no microphone. And so I was loud, and
It is awesome.
his delivery, well, you know, I did okay, but I want to see him talk where he's not, I get, man,
Yeah, so
and I love
everyone
it.
always comments that there's an interview with a YouTuber that goes by the name of Officer Tatum, I think. And he has an interview with him, and they always say that you should watch the interview with, I think it's Officer Tatum on YouTube, because it's just a lot about him and his life or whatever. But like I said, I'd rather you get your own interview. and
No,
ask him
I
your own
want to. I
questions.
want to talk to him. I mean, look, if you're out there, you're a Tom McDonald fan. We played the whole song. We're not gonna obviously get any YouTube
Right.
credit for this video.
Yeah, TuneCore's gonna.
They're gonna
restrict it.
block us, which is fine. I don't. You think, you think I care about getting blocked by YouTube? I don't care about getting blocked by YouTube, but I would like the message to get to Tom that I mean, we're trying to change the world too, man. And the only way that we're going to change the world is if we start bringing the people together. Like, you know, they talk about, sometimes I see these, I'm not a big like comic book superhero type of fan. It's not really my thing, but I think that in order for the world to be saved, the superheroes are going to have to come together, the real life superheroes. And I think Tom is a real life superhero.
You want to watch a funny one that he did? Because we always watch the political ones. Let's watch something funny. Yeah, something lighthearted. But I did like it. I like the message in it. I
I
think it's
just hate
very
it
on
whenever
point.
we start
Yeah.
watching Tom.
Look,
You make
let's
me
just
watch
do
like
two of
6
them.
Toms.
Nah, we're just gonna do this one because we never watch the funny ones, and it's funny. Because look, we're actually, and you know what? It does kind of play into what we've talked about on the show today with bullying. Because Tom was bullied a lot, and people bully him with what they say to him online. Just people that don't like him. So this was his response to him dissing himself with all the haters on the internet. He was like, you know what? If you want to hate me, here you go. Hate on this, and it's called "I'm Corny," and it's him dissing himself. It's hilarious. It's really funny. The video's funny too.
Okay, I'm corny. All my songs are super boring. I'm like Macklemore on crack if he smoked until he was 40. I'm a racist. I'm a sexist. I try too hard to be cool. I'm a clickbait rapper. I pay for all of my
And keep in mind, these are all the comments basically that people leave him that he's making a song out of.
views. I got white privilege leaking out my eyes when I cry. And I'm always shedding tears because it's hard to be white. My girlfriend writes my raps. I hope I never get dumped again. I hate the libtard, so I must be Republican. Now my Gucci is fake. I got this Louis on sale. I'm a snitch like Tekashi, so I will never see jail. I look just like the mumble rappers that everyone hates. I braid my hair like a girl, put tattoos on my face. Yeah. Why do you keep talking about me? Everything's been said. All that hate isn't healthy. You might end up losers say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, now so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. You call me a loser, say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, now so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. Kick your butt. Okay, I'm corny and whack, I'm horrible trash. I'm the worst rapper alive, and I'm ignoring the facts. I try too hard to be edgy, my bars are garbage, you win. I'm 100% pure grade A Colombian cringe. And if rap was a game you could play with your friends, I'd be the SoundCloud rapper boss you fought at the end. Look, I'm so thirsty for clout that I'd slap my mama for fame. I'm 30, but I look like I'm your grandfather's age. I'm like Joyner Lucas Corny had a baby with logic. The doctor dropped it on his head and said, that's a Tom McDonald. I smell like MGK just ate a burger and farted. And my face tattoos look like I fell asleep at a party, retarded. Why do you keep talking about me? Everything's been said. All that hate, it isn't healthy. You might end up there. Losers say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. You call me a loser, say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. Kick your butt. Retard loser, you're so gay. You're so corny, you're so lame. You're unhappy, so you call me names. Been the same since 7th grade, angry, sad, and full of hate. Take it out on me, cause you're in pain. They call me a loser, say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, well, so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. They call me a loser, say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, well, so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. You call me a loser, say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, well, so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. You call me a loser, say I suck. Tell me I'm ugly, well, so what? You're so stupid, are you drunk? Say it to my face and I'll kick your butt. Kick your butt.
That's his response to all the haters, man. You know what I love about it? I love that he just embraces all the hate. He says, you know what? Take your hate on, you're unhappy, so take it out on me. That's what people do. And that does, ironically enough, tie into what we talked about with the entire bullying situation. He just made a different, but it's a fun video. It's really funny.
No,
It's
I
great.
mean,
It's so
I'm a
fun.
fan. I'm definitely a fan. I love Tom. I at this point, I would love nothing better than the opportunity to just listen to what he has to say outside of his videos. I mean, I get all
Well,
that.
he's living in California now, so I would be curious to know what his take on what's happening just in his state is. I mean, he obviously does music that is nationally influenced. But I wonder what his take is on what's happening where he lives in that area. He didn't grow up with money, grew up in poverty, and has made a good name for himself. But it wasn't without struggle. I wonder how he feels about what's going on, just where he's at. And I know he affects people with his music.
Sure. I mean, I like it. I like everything he does. I really do. I enjoy it. My whole thing is and to all of his fans, I say, you know, I want to create our path, and I love what he's done. I would like to do something similar in terms of our broadcasts.
Yeah.
My thought is
because before I forget, because I typed it in the chat and I forgot to tell you the statistic. But we're way past it. But on the school shooting thing in 2021, there were at least 43 incidents of gunfire on school grounds, resulting in 12 deaths and 19 injuries nationally. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot, because think about this. In 2021, school was only in session for like 4.5 months.
right.
You know, and that's not even fully in school. Like, people were doing
Right.
virtual, so that wasn't even a lot of places where kids weren't even literally at school, and somehow still 43 incidents of gunfire.
Well, again, and I'll just go back to
Fucking crazy.
my own experience. I can tell you this: you can drive somebody to want to shoot your ass. You know, you fuck around with somebody, and that's the thing a lot of people don't realize, man. And the one thing I'll tell you about the world, and again, you know, you go through the world, and you go through the world from your own perspective. Whatever it is you're dealing with, however God made you, you're going through the world in that way. And there's a lot of people that are going to look at you and they're going to make immediate assumptions about your age, your height, your race, your gender, your strength, your size, your ability, whatever it is, they're looking at you and they're deciding. And there are some people that look at you and they think, I can fuck with this person. And there are some people that look at you and they think, oh, I'm going to leave this person alone. And I would just give everyone the advice of how about you just try to be good to all the people you encounter instead of trying to test them. Because, man, I can assure you, if some of the greatest moments of my life, by the way, it's getting hot as fuck in here.
Yeah, this room gets toasty. I'm going to have to get us a fan.
You shut the door.
I did shut the door because the kids are going to go to bed, so.
Oh.
But I'm going to have to get us a fan
Oh,
that doesn't make a lot of noise.
I'm like starting to sweat. All right. I just hope that people realize, man, that you see that person that's different than you. You see that person that is trying as hard as they can to be a good person. Leave them the fuck alone. Because I can guarantee you, like, I know this dude at my job, and he's different. He's just different. But I guarantee you, because he's different, he's used to being bullied. And what I can tell you as somebody who was traumatically bullied, you may not tell people about the bullying that you've experienced, but you make a decision in your life. I'm not going to let that happen to me again. So let's look at how many people grabbed me. Let's look at what they tried to do to me. What do I need to do to make sure that many people can't grab me again and can't do that to me again?
Bro, 20 people, there's nothing to stop. There's nothing you can do. You're gonna shoot a few.
Here's what no. This is the advice I would give if I could give advice to somebody that's being, because this is the difference between me now and me then. First of all, I had no idea what I was up against. I didn't know I was going to walk in and encounter that group. I'm ready for that now. But here is what I do know. If you walk into a room and there are 20 people there that are coming after you, kill the first one. And I don't mean poke them in the
I don't
eye.
think you
and
should
hurt 'em.
theoretically kill them, Marshall. You can't tell people to kill people. on
I
YouTube.
mean, like kill them with
kindness.
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 You break the first one up, the rest of them will lose their will. That's all I gotta say.
There you go. Yeah, don't go and tell people to kill people on YouTube.
I didn't mean.
Figuratively.
I didn't exactly mean.
Rap battle.
Right. It's-
Kill 'em with a rubber bullet.
Are we gonna get banned for another 7 days?
I hope not. I'm just saying, if you want violence to stop in schools, parents, you need to beat your kids. You need to look. If your kid's an asshole, your kid needs to stop being an asshole. If you think your kid's an asshole, you need to remind them that.
By the way, before we go,
that doesn't get you anywhere.
how much is that weight?
That weight's 30 pounds.
I need a heavier weight than what I currently have. I see that
What do
weight
you
here
have?
all the time. I have a 15.
Okay.
I'm about to go buy a 40, but if that, I see that here all the time. Do you use it?
Sometimes. I use
Oh,
it
okay.
occasionally.
All right. Well, then
know,
I was going to buy it. I
You
wasn't
wanna
going
borrow
to just
it?
grab
I
it.
just borrow it. 30 pounds. I don't know. what
I
you're
was going to
do with it.
borrow it. I don't
see you all the
borrow.
time.
It's because once I got it, it's gone.
First of all,
I'm
couldn't
about to
pick it
move
up.
in your house, your dad's house.
you couldn't pick up that 30 pound. It's way too heavy. Bro, I saw this world record lift thing. This dude had I don't know what it's called. It was on TikTok. I wonder if I liked it. I could show it to you. It's fucking crazy. Just to think, like, dude, some people are just beasts of people, right? Obviously. Let me go back. Let me see if I liked this video that I could pull up. Because it was a freaking crazy world record. I don't even remember what they called it, but I was like, bro, that's a strong dude. Let me see if I see it here. If I don't see it in the next couple here, then probably not. Nah, I don't see it here. But he basically had this, like, it was like a bell, like a bar, like a bench bar, but it had two giant weights on it, and that didn't come off. They're like two big balls, and it was 565 pounds, and it started upright. He had to take it from the upright position, it started on the ground. He had to lift it upright, take it from there, put it on his shoulders into a squat, do a full squat, up, down, 565 pounds. He did 4 squats, boom, up and down, and then has to put it back upright. And it was a world record for something. I don't know, man. It's just a fucking beast. 565 pounds, bro. That's just
Dude,
crazy.
the world record, even when I was a little kid, the world record for a deadlift was like over 1,000 pounds.
Ain't no.
Yeah.
I'm about to look it up.
Look
Here
it
we
up.
go.
Look it up.
Here we go.
Never
World.
wrong. I'm never wrong.
This wasn't a deadlift, but still.
Just saying.
Record. Deadlift. Let's see what it is. What is it currently? And is it based on weight? That one, come on now. Heaviest deadlift Guinness Book of World Records is, when was it? May 2020 was 1,104 pounds by none other than the Mountain, half Thor Bjornsson. It's a big
Right.
dude. The Mountain.
So
from Game
1,100
of Thrones.
pounds.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I
that's
feel
a
like
beast. That's a monster of
no.
a man.
I get. I'm not obviously. Obviously, the other day the girl at my job was like, "Are you strong?" And I was like, "I'm not sure how strong I need to be to answer that question, but I believe that I'm strong."
That dude.
And she was like,
So in case you
"The
don't
keg
know,
is out."
in case you don't know, Marshall, that dude this year is gonna box this dude, Eddie Hall. He's also a strong man. They have a hatred for one another, and they are going to box in a sanctioned boxing match.
Okay.
These two monsters of people. Let's see. They both gone through some pretty good transformations. Look at these dudes, man. The Mountain cut like 100-something pounds. He's no longer going to be a strong man. Eddie Hall cut a good bit too. They're still weighing in pretty high, but I mean, that's a big dude. Fuck fighting that dude. Fuck that. Look, you want to box? Hard pass. I don't want to get hit by that dude. Even if you're not a good boxer, Like, there's no way he doesn't hit you with the force of like a Mac.
Well, here's the thing. Boxing and fighting are two different things.
Look at that. He was 433 pounds. He cut down to 360. And the other one, what did they show? His transformation, bro. He fucking cut weight. Oh, that's Eddie Hall. We put
He's got a bizarre six-pack, by the way. It's like helter-skelter.
Yeah. Well, you know, their bodies are probably pretty jacked up just from doing what they've been doing. Yeah, look at that, dude. Fuck fighting that dude. That's what I'm saying. Fuck all that. I ain't fighting that dude. And he's like 7 feet tall. Let's not even. But whatever's happening here, the dude is huge. He's still
I saw a video on
400 pounds.
YouTube of a dude that was like 8 feet tall fighting a guy who was like 5 feet tall. And the dude 5 feet tall won the fight.
In what kind of match?
Parking lot fight.
Okay, well, that doesn't count. You can parking lot
Because
fight?
he couldn't. The big dude was getting very frustrated. He could not grab that little dude.
There was a little fun
The little
video.
dude was like dancing around him, and the guy was like trying to lurch at him, and eventually he got tired, and the little dude was like, wham, out.
Yeah, there was a fun video maybe like 2 years ago of Conor McGregor in the mountain doing this little like roundabouts MMA spar play fight thing. And the mountain just couldn't catch him. He was just so fast. But now, look, that's a different version.
No,
of
I
the
get it,
mountain.
but
That
I'm
motherfucker's
just
in
saying,
blood.
like, it's
crazy. Well, it's interesting that they're, like I said before, they're turning boxing into just this spectacle.
it has always been a spectacle.
It was
It's
legitimate.
always been a
It was
spectacle.
it was the only fighting that you could watch. First of all, prior to like 1994,
They had all these rules and how
Tons of
legal it had to be,
rules,
and all
yeah.
these things you could and couldn't
They've
do.
been making fun of on the internet, even on Rogan. They made fun of the karate in Olympics, how the guy got gold medal for getting knocked out because they have to touch. They only touch points, right? You can't actually like really hit them. It's just touch points. So this guy, it looked like he took a fall. They say he got knocked out, so he won by disqualification, gold medal, and they were giving him like, so they're like, karate's so fucking stupid. They're like, this is the dumbest thing. And then they had what they call it whenever you do the forms, whatever the forms are called in karate, you know, you do that. They have that in the Olympics. They're like, he's like, that's the equivalent of getting a gold medal in shadow boxing.
That is the way I train, by the way. All I do is shadow boxing. Hold on. I've always wanted to win a gold medal. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Olympic
They're
material.
giving gold medals out for shadow boxing. I've been shadow boxing for the last 15 fucking years of my life. Are you kidding me?
Bro.
Oh man, that's
You
exciting.
don't even know.
Are you serious?
It's what is it? Let's look at this karate Olympics because yeah, it was like whatever the wow, that's the thing. It was whatever the forms are. They were talking about.
No,
it on
I know,
Rogan.
I did-
It's so funny because it was like, yeah, this kid gets ruined. He gets kicked in the head.
What
But
are they going to
apparently
do? They're going to
yeah.
put these guys out there and let them beat the shit out of each other in front of people? They can't do that.
Yeah, they can. They box. Why not?
They box
can't
with
they
headgear. Man,
Please,
look,
they got headgear on. Whatever. Fuck out of here. Look, man, you can't pussify these people. You
Okay,
train in a
hold on.
fucking martial art. Go out there
Hold
and be a
on.
badass.
even fucking MMA fighters don't fight 7 times in 2 weeks.
They could. They used to. UFC 1 through like 6. 1 tournament. 3 fights. 1 night. Ken Shamrock
I've
fought
done
with
it.
broken hand.
I've done it. So you ain't got to tell me nothing. I've done it before. I've fought in those fucking tournaments. I fought in those tournaments when I was 45 fucking years old. I remember being in a locker room with a bunch of
look it up.
motherfuckers, and people looked at me and they were like, dude, how old are you? And I was like, I am old enough to get licensed.
Let's see if we find a video that shows what they do. Is there a video of this? Karate, kata rules. Let's see if we can just find a video of just that. That's what it's called. Pretty sure. Karate makes its first and possibly last debut in the games. Let's see what the rules are. Is this what this is? Kata rules. What are the rules? Yeah, this is it. This fucking, you're doing the form. Technical performance, stance, transitional movements, correct breathing, focus.
I mean,
technical
that
difficulty.
Scott, that's like my workout every day.
Bro, you're
What
a
I'm
gold
watching right
medalist.
now, what I'm watching right now is what I do every morning.
This is it. This is the rules. Athletics, speed, strength, balance, rhythm. Oh, come the fuck on with this. Get out of here. You're a fucking gold medalist.
No, I'm going to be a gold
What
medalist.
the fuck is happening?
Fuck you for not believing in me and my craft.
I believe that you are shadowboxing yourself.
I believe.
And they're going to give you Olympic gold.
I believe I'm
medal.
about to take that 30-pound weight and just rock the fuck out. It's
We're
going to
see if you
completely
can film that.
reconfigure my body.
I would like, yeah, it's starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow.
Starting in 2 hours.
After
and
I ate about
57 minutes.
87 honey buns tonight.
He's going to consume 40,000 calories. He's going to die in his sleep before the fucking
I
diet.
wake up in the morning and eat nothing but parsley and
You said
tomatoes.
spinach. Yeah, parsley and spinach is better than ground turkey
tomatoes.
and
Parsley and tomatoes. Parsley and tomatoes for the next 8 weeks.
All right. Well, that's fun.
All right.
It's a fun
Give me
show.
Spinach.
I think we did a lot.
Oh, are we done?
I think we should be done. We've been out for 2
Okay,
hours.
all right. I agree. I agree.
Is that not a good
I
note?
didn't know how long you were
Let's end it with gold. You're a gold medalist. You're first of all, a
Ladies and
presidential
gentlemen,
candidate.
not only am I about to become president of the United States, let's be honest, we all know I'm going to win. Everyone out there that is watching, all 7 of you that are watching this show, you are well aware that I'm going to win. Ugh. By the way, Tom, I got the full mullet. I got you. You got the braids.
Braid that mullet. I dare you. I fucking dare you. Braid that mullet. Fucking
I got
dare
the
you.
mullet, bro. Come at me when you got the full mullet going. Anyway, look, I love our audience. I love this show. I love doing it. Even if Lauren sometimes fucking pisses me the fuck off.
It happens never, by the way. It happens never.
Some people are born free. Some people die free. Some people live free as fuck. God bless you all. God bless America. Let's all come together. I'm going to be president in 2024. Thank you.
That's it. It's going to wrap up our show, episode 23 for the Free as Fuck podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you watch the whole thing through and through. I appreciate it. It's about almost 2 hours on this one. So if you gave us 2 hours of your life, you can give us a like. We're just asking for one more like. Or a subscription. Or tell your friends or your family or people you don't like or people you do like. Tell everybody. And especially tell Tom and Dom. Give us a call. We want to talk.
Call you,
We
Tom.
want to talk to him.
Call me,
And
Tom.
If you want to support the show, you can always subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you can use the super chat there to talk to us directly. You can buy a Free as Fuck t-shirt. Marshall is wearing his Free as Fuck t-shirt. I have Discipline Equals Freedom. We're going to have some more. So, till next time, if you guys out there stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, and definitely stay free as fuck. We'll see y'all later.